Hello, viewer. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Women's View. My name is Anne Moremi. I'm your host, and it's a great pleasure that you're joining us today. I'd like to remind you that we are live on YouTube. The handle is GBS TV Kenya. Kindly go to YouTube, our YouTube channel, and subscribe so that you can be able to watch us live. And also, you can be able to have a look at our previous episodes because this is a continuation of a series that we are having. We also are live on Facebook. The Facebook handle is GBS Kenya. In case you have a phone, you are able to, it's possible for you to send us a message. The number to use is 21144. Welcome to the show and enjoy yourself. In studio with me, I have a couple, and I'd like to give them this opportunity to introduce themselves. And I'll start with a lady. Welcome.
Thank you, viewer. My name is Victoria Chege, Mrs. Pasa.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Victoria.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Okay.
And we have a gentleman as well. Kindly introduce yourself.
I'm Reverend Chege. I'm a church minister, and also a cancer survivor. I had been going through treatment.
Yes. Already, it's possible for you to suspect. Today, the topic is when cancer strikes. Welcome and enjoy the show. So thank you so much for coming. And first of all, congratulations on being a cancer survivor. It is not something that is common. That is a very big challenge that you have actually gone through. And the other day, actually, we had a discussion where we want cancer to be declared a national disaster because there's so many new cases on a daily basis. There's a lot of costs related to when it comes to cancer diagnosis and treatment, as you're aware. So as you share your story, the purpose is that the more stories we get out there, we're going to be lobbying so that we can have this disaster, this disease declared a disaster. So I'd like to start with Mrs. Victoria.
Okay.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about your experience in terms of how, at what point did you begin to notice that Reverend Chege was not feeling so well?
Yeah, I noted when we are walking, he was walking slowly. Then I wondered,
Yes.
what is the problem? Then later on, he had to go to hospital,
Yes.
and he was checked.
Okay.
And the blood level was very down,
Okay.
up to 5. So then later on, he was sent to another hospital to do some tests. No, he was admitted in the hospital
Yes.
for 3 days.
Okay.
Then they added him some blood,
Okay.
then was discharged.
Okay. And
when he came back home, he was treated. He developed some problems, and he was told that he is having H. pylori.
so now this is the second hospital he
Yeah,
went to. Okay.
yeah. Then later on, after finishing the medication of H. pylori, then later on he started developing some problems in the stomach.
Yes.
He was feeling as if there is something which is cutting his intestines, like a laser
Very
blade.
painful. Okay.
Yeah. So he went back to the hospital.
A third time now.
Yeah. Now when he went, the doctor told him, you have to be done endoscopy
Yes.
so that we can check the problem.
Okay.
When they checked the problem, they found a small tumor.
Okay.
Then later on, the doctor, the one who was checking on him, told him, we are going to do colonoscopy.
Just to confirm.
Just to confirm.
Okay.
Then he found the first test which he did is the same as this one,
The endoscopy. Okay.
the endoscopy. No, yeah. Then he was told, now we are going to do the surgery to remove the small tumor. Then they told us about the payment.
Yeah.
We found that we can manage it.
Yes, because actually it was like 500,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was $500,000.
All of a sudden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like that.
From nowhere.
Yeah,
Okay, that was quite a shock.
yeah.
Reverend, coming back to you, it's so interesting that Mrs. Victoria mentioned something very interesting, that you used to always walk faster than her, but this time she noticed that she was actually walking faster than you. And I just want to ask you something about how long have you been married? Do you have children? Just for us to get to know a little bit about yourselves.
Wow, that's good. Thank you, Anna. We've been married since 80s.
80s, yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
I should have asked Victoria that question.
Yeah.
She knows the exact date.
I think with the ladies, they're like that.
Yeah, we're like that.
Yes. We have 3 children,
Okay.
2 daughters. One resides in America,
Okay.
and one, she resides in Kenya.
Okay.
She's a pharmacist and doing some managerial work with a multinational pharmacy company,
Okay.
and also married too. The last born is doing finance and economics,
Okay.
the MKU.
Wow.
Is a boy.
Oh, the last one is a boy. So you have 2 girls and a boy.
Yeah, 2 girls and a boy.
And they're all adults.
They are all adults as we talk.
Yeah. So all your life, how has been your health?
My health has been vibrant. We're going up and down.
Yes.
And I've been a civil servant.
Yes.
I worked in the Attorney General, worked in Treasury, worked in a second level government, as a county government,
Yes.
as an ex-official
Wow.
in the budget formulation in Kiambu County,
Yes.
under the management of the governor, the then governor,
Yeah, the previous.
the previous one, and also monitoring developments
Okay.
as a watchdog.
Yes.
Then I was the chair of the Ibakwim programs in the county,
Yes.
that is community policing programs.
Okay.
So
So you've been very active in community life, in government life, you know?
Yes.
And you have had good health all along.
Good health all along, strong. And even the time that I came, actually, what my wife Victoria is saying, came to go down, my health.
Yes.
Actually, barely a week or so ago, we had a security meeting at Tatu Estate
Yes.
with all the security agencies that were there. I was good, strong, praying to the group. And when I went home, as she has said, this time I felt like I'm feeling weak.
Yes.
And a small thing like a laptop,
Yeah.
or just like lifting an elephant.
Yeah. You found
Since
that
something
so
was very
heavy.
strange for a man that was up and well and learning,
Yes.
just feeling like that. So finally, that's the time I went to hospital. And
Were you
they-
feeling any other symptoms? Like, were you weak? Were you tired?
No, not really.
Because there's something you mentioned earlier, that cancer has no symptoms.
Okay.
Yes. Basically, it just sort of comes upon you in a sort of a surprise kind of way.
I think cancer does not pain to start with.
Yeah.
The initial stages, but immediately it strikes. That's the time actually the onset of a myriad of problem, pain. As she has said, my stomach was like it was a milling my intestines.
Very painful.
Painful, so painful, and to an extent whereby it blocked even the colon. Totally, it was watertight. I could not pass gas, could not pass stool,
Yes.
and it packed. So it's vomiting
Yeah,
at
because-
night, vomiting. You know, the body trying to see whether it can really help the situation,
Yeah.
because the natural, normal way is blocked.
It's blocked.
Yes, so I had to vomit all the stuff out.
Wow.
You know, so that was so bad. Two, again, I was so anemic.
Yeah.
My HB level came down, as she has said. Yeah, I was so awakening.
You're so
It is until now they found that actually they did put the colonoscopy, and they found along the sigmoid, the colon, the large intestine.
Yes.
That's where the problem was. That the first problem was right there and they said it's manageable, they can remove it.
Okay.
And actually they went ahead and they removed the growth.
Let me take you back a little. The first time that you were told that you have a tumor, what are the thoughts that came to your mind? How was the news communicated to you, and how did you receive it? Were you prepared, or were you caught off guard?
Well, I'm good enough. The hospital doctor, he called us as a couple to break the news.
Okay, that's good.
And it's good to have somebody beside you.
I
Two are
know,
better
thank
than one.
God, two are better than one any day.
So he went through the screen of his computer monitor
Okay.
to show us where the problem is. Then finally he dropped the bombshell.
Yeah.
Say that you have cancer, and it has gone to some levels within the layers of the intestine.
Okay.
But it has not really penetrated to the last layer of the intestines.
Okay.
So he described there are 6 layers. So it is operatable.
Okay.
So basically, when he mentioned the word cancer, I felt a shiver in my body. And at the back of my mind, I knew an elephant has come in my house.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
And I looked at my wife also. She was like, Lily, it has hit her. So when he mentioned about we have to go for operation, even the monetary part being so high,
Yes.
but actually the actual problem was a little big.
Yes.
So as we went home, at the back of my mind, I was now looking at my wife, looking at my children, looking at my career, looking at people we have interacted with them. I knew at the back of my mind, my time had been short-circuited.
Yeah.
I'm living on a borrowed
time. Yeah.
And it's really grew in my mind that I have to organize myself for departure.
Oh my. And you know it is coming all of a sudden.
Yes.
When you have so many plans for the future and you had not seen it coming, you're enjoying your marriage, you know, because earlier you had talked about how sometimes when you have visitors, you actually go shopping together, and I thought that was such a nice thing to do as a couple. So Victoria, you happened to be in the room when the information was communicated that your husband had cancer. Could you see it coming, or was it a surprise? How did you take the news?
It was a shock, because I thought cancer is supposed to be with other people, but not my husband.
Should we hear about it out there? The elephant is in other people's houses, and we help those people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, my husband had been doing the Google to see what to eat and what not to eat.
There before.
Yeah. So he was really taking care of himself. So when we were told, I could not have imagined.
Yes.
We never talked anything. We just kept quiet. Then the doctor told us, now we have to remove the tumor.
Yes.
We just kept quiet and went home.
Yeah.
And we did not talk about it anymore.
I know.
Because now we were told, we have been told everything. It is for us now to know the way forward. Yeah.
So how did at some point you had to break the news to your children? How was that for you? Did you talk about it, how to relay the news, or did you just call them individually? You mentioned that one of your daughters is a pharmacist, so she's in the medical field. Maybe that made it.
Doctor also.
And married to a doctor. I think that also might have made it easier for you.
She had been communicating to us, even when we were in the hospital, to ask us what was Daddy told about
Exactly, because it took quite a few steps, yes.
Yeah. So I told her now, Daddy was told that he has a tumor. And now, because he has a tumor, he has to be done operation. She asked me, operation for what?
I know she was in denial. She didn't want to accept it, understandably.
Then later on, I told her everything, and she had to communicate to the other one who is in America.
Yes.
That is it.
Wow.
The young one, we did not like telling him because he was in school, but when he came home, I had to break the news.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what my wife has said, the young son, when he came and realized what was happened to daddy and went back to school, for a season he called me.
Yes.
And I asked him, Ben, what's up? Told me that because he was crying on phone. Then he told me the people in the school, they are telling me I am the cause of your death.
Really?
You have caused your daddy. But I asked him.
Thank God he told you. Why would people say that?
Yeah. So I don't know particularly, but you see, maybe joking and so forth and so like. Maybe you are stressing your daddy.
Yeah, maybe
and
you're not
management of stress and cancer. You know, this kind of thing. Maybe, but he took it literally seriously. Almost like drop him from school.
Yes.
You know, but we encouraged him, and now he came like yesterday.
Okay.
We had to talk to him positive and
Yes.
see that strong going through the chemotherapy.
Yes.
I've gone through the 2 surgeries, you know, in a row of 40 days.
Wow.
And survived.
Very intense treatment.
Yeah, very intensive. That's November, December. I went to the theater, intensive one from, the last one was around 17 December before Christmas. And it took from morning until 4 o'clock in the evening.
The whole day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the slit was long enough, is 6 inches,
Yeah.
right from the rib cage down to the pubic.
Okay.
And now, considering that they had to leave it open, it was an open wound.
Okay.
The first one was not.
Okay.
They had actually put it together, but they
Okay.
said, about WHO, they preferred actually left it open, the second one.
Okay.
So that, I think that as a caretaker,
I know.
she has also to come to a hospital
Yes.
to be trained by the surgeon.
How to take care of you.
Yeah, to take care of the
Yeah,
wood.
so that she can be able to take care of the wood,
Yeah.
you know, to dress me, because
Yes.
it was an open wood, given that stuff, to put
It
it
had
in.
to stay open for a long time.
Yeah, until it heals itself.
Oh, so that
naturally.
it heals itself, not
Yeah.
that it. Oh,
No.
wow.
They
I'm
say
telling you,
actually-
Victoria, you have I celebrate you because you're a strong woman
Yeah.
and you were able to stand and be there
Yeah.
for your husband. You know, when we had a discussion here we've been talking about cancer for quite a while, and one of the things that we came to realize is that sometimes when a spouse gets cancer, the spouse is not able to help. It's like they move away, especially when it affects the woman. It's like sometimes the man is so overwhelmed that they just maybe they get confused and they almost leave her, and they know she has children and everything. So I just want to celebrate you so much.
Thank you.
Because you stuck to your husband, and not just stuck, but you provided a lot of care during that very difficult period. Is your background, are you a nurse by any chance? What is your background?
I'm not a nurse.
You're not a nurse. So you're not totally unprepared for this.
Yeah, because even when I went to the hospital, I did not even think whether it is an open wound.
Yes.
So the doctor told me, come early, I would like to teach you how to be dressing him. So when I went and saw the baby wood,
I know the wound.
I was so
It was
scared.
1 inch deep.
1 inch deep.
Deep.
Yes.
And open. You said 6
it's open.
inches
You have
long and 1 inch deep.
Yeah, you have to put pamba in the valley. Then
Victoria,
put another-
surely. How did you manage?
I stayed for
Sure.
almost 4 days without eating when we went home. When we went home,
Okay.
that was that first December.
Yes.
Even in Christmas, we are still in the hospital. So we were discharged on that first December.
Okay.
So from 1st
To 4th.
to that March, I've been
You've been
dressing his wood,
Yeah.
cleaning and dressing. when we went home, I stayed for 4 days without eating
Yeah.
because I could not imagine.
Trying to digest the information.
And to see the wood.
Even
In
just
fact,
to the sight, you know,
yeah.
just seeing it, already you feel like, oh, my husband is gone, or I'm too weak to do this.
Yeah.
But somehow you got courage.
Yeah, I got courage. And because now there was no one to come and dress him.
Yes.
We are both of us in the house. So I had to encourage myself.
You had to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how was his state? How were you at that point? Because, of course, he was very sick physically, but how was his mental state? He could still talk?
He was talking, and in fact, we had been having so many visitors in the house. So he could have woken up and stay in the sitting room talking to the visitors. Yeah.
Okay.
So he was okay, and I was really encouraging him a lot.
I know, because
he was thinking a lot. I used to tell him, do you know malaria is a killer disease?
Yeah.
Do you know pneumonia is a killer disease?
Yeah.
Do you know heart attack is also a killer disease?
Yes.
So cancer is not an exceptional.
Yeah.
So you don't have to think a lot that you are going to die. No.
Yeah.
If at all somebody is having pneumonia, he must give himself or herself hope
Yes.
to see another day.
Yes.
You have to encourage yourself. You don't have to think about cancer because you are going to be healed. And there is another neighbor
Yes.
who was sick, and he was given 8 sessions
Of chemo.
of chemo. And that neighbor used to come and visit us in the house. So I was encouraging him, telling him, look at your friend.
Yes.
Can anybody ever think that he has been sick with the cancer, prostate cancer?
Yeah.
He's very energetic and he looks very healthy. So you have to encourage yourself in the Lord.
Yes. You have.
And so I have been putting all those words in his mind,
Yes.
and he kept on going.
And I'm telling you, you know, that is so powerful. What effect did her presence in your life have on you?
Wow. Anna, I want to say with all truth, without a moral support, family moral support, someone can sink deep and learn out of life so fast.
That's true.
Why I'm saying so is because her wording, the way that she comes to a bedroom and 6:30 in the morning,
Yes.
because the surgeon told him, be dressing him around this time any other day.
Yes.
And I'm right there, close my eyes. It bothered us so much.
I know.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was
that's
a
true.
burden,
Burden
especially for me,
experience, yeah.
to see. I did not take her rightly anymore.
Yes.
I knew when God said, whosoever get a wife, get a good thing.
I know. And finds favor in the Lord.
And find favor with the Lord.
It's like you're like, thank God I married Victoria.
yeah, it dawned to me. She was a most special woman.
Yes.
No matter her setbacks,
Yes.
her human, you know.
Yes.
But at that particular time, when she was dressed in the wood, and the most encouraging thing was it took January, part of December, now the wood, part of February. Then she started to tell me, I could not look at it. I saw it one time in the hospital because I had to go through a session in the high dependent unit.
Yes.
Yes. Then the high dependent unit come out. Then when the surgeon came to dress me, I looked down. I could not believe it's my body with the depth of the wood and the longevity of the wood.
Yes.
Yes.
You
So-
yourself, you couldn't even look
No,
at
I
it.
could not look at
And
it
she had to
anymore.
look at it every day for 3 months. And not just look and remove the dressing, the dress of Victoria. Oh my God.
For your information,
Yes.
she told me it is healing. Imagine that.
I know.
And it's
Positive.
healing from the top and healing from the bottom.
Yeah.
Imagine. And along the novel, actually that was the last part. So
Yeah.
basically, that every time I was waiting to hear from her, because I couldn't look at myself.
To hear
Then
the news.
finally she told me that imefunga. It has
Imagine.
closed down.
That was the good news to you. Oh my.
And I made a decision that I will be a cancer champion
Yes.
once God raises me up from
And he
the
has
situation.
restored you, yeah.
And to answer your question, many of the cancer patients, I think they go down, they die
Yeah.
when they don't have the family support,
The moral support.
the
yes.
moral support,
That's true.
and someone to speak positive to him.
Yes.
Because every time I watch the news, it's cancer.
Exactly.
Every
The
time
news
I
is
go to
negative.
the baggage of money, the little NHIF is chipping in, it's not
Yes.
enough.
It's not enough.
Even
Yes.
before we could just go, to treatment,
Even just
the investigation
diagnosis,
part of it
Yes.
is a whooping amount of a million shillings.
Imagine.
You see now,
Yeah.
and the NHIV not covering that, and you have not started even treatment.
That's true.
You're not going through the chemo. You're not
Yes.
going through the surgeries.
Yes.
You're not going through the HDU.
Yes.
All
The
this
hospital
combined
bills,
together. Also, the other thing that drains you down is when you imagine how much money actually you're coughing
For
to this system. You call friends for Harambe,
Yeah.
you have your own money. You have life does not stop.
Life
You
moves
have-
on. I
Life
know.
is moving on.
Yeah.
So this is something that the financial part of it bring a cancer patient down.
Yes.
Then there is actually the moral family support bring you down.
Yeah.
Because my children also, they're very encouraging.
Yes.
And they're also my sons-in-law,
Oh,
especially the one who is a doctor.
That's true.
They could
yeah.
tell me that actually learn to listen to your body. Yes. Yeah.
So that if you feel anything
you
off,
feel anything off, kidogo to call me
yes.
or call your doctor.
Yeah.
A person, thing like that.
Yeah.
So she gave me hope and a reason to live. Besides, actually, also, I started now to pick up the broken pieces,
Yes.
encouraging myself.
Yes.
And the scripture that David said, when Ziklag was burnt, he encouraged, when they thought of stoning him,
Yes.
the wives were gone and everything was in smoldering
Yes.
fire. Actually, the Spirit of God was speaking to me. When Ziklag is burnt,
Yes.
is there any other hope beyond?
That's
Yeah.
true. And
But-
I remember that verse. It says he encouraged himself in the Lord.
Yes.
Sometimes a time comes when you have to encourage yourself.
Yes.
Because as
Yes.
much as Victoria is here and being moral and giving you a lot of support, helping you, at some point, the seed of hope has to arise from within you.
It has
Yes.
degenerated from
Yeah, so that you can be able also to be hopeful within yourself. And I'm so happy that you also mentioned the word of God.
Yes.
Because God also he's our comfort and he's a strong tower in times of, we can always seek refuge in him. So I'm hearing you talking about just the various sources of hope and encouragement. Because, you never know who's watching. Maybe there's somebody who's watching and they have cancer. And so these are the various ways that they can be able to fight the disease, So I think that I'm so happy to be with you here today because you're
I
actually
think,
a
Anna,
champion.
there's a point.
Yeah.
Also, again, there are hundreds and thousands of people out there who dread to be screened
Yes.
because of the cancer stigma. It's like the HIV world.
Exactly.
When it was then.
Yes.
But now we see a different world of HIV and AIDS
Yes.
today. But with cancer now onset, there are thousands and thousands, millions out there
Yes.
who are fearing to be screened.
Yes.
So we need a lot of campaigning, a lot of advocacy,
Yes.
sensitization, which
Civic
actually
awareness,
the government
yes.
is not really doing much on that.
Yes,
The
that's
community is not doing very much on that.
Yes.
And the churches, which is a bigger platform, yes,
They also
instead of
know.
allowing even the politician to occupy the pulpit, it's good they tailor make it to mention about cancer,
Yes.
because some of my colleague pastors from more denomination, interdenomination, because I serve with Kiabu County Clergy Forum,
Okay.
which have been a secretary to the whole. So all the pastors, when you talk about cancer, they all like
They all
shivers and
share away.
shrink.
They're scared.
Yes.
Yes.
And when I talk openly, also people think, wow, here it is. They all think that I'm a cancer doctor because I have picked a lot of
information, a lot
go
of
with it
research.
down,
Yes.
go to groups, therapy groups,
Yes.
rent a lot for my survival sake. What you have said, I have to allow the seed of to germinate in me
In you.
for my
That's true.
survival.
That's true.
Because one doctor told us, your wife is not sick, the community is not sick,
Yes.
it's you who is sick.
Yes.
So you have to learn to encourage yourself,
Yes.
and more so in the Lord, and you take your medicine religiously
Yes.
as you are a religious man.
Yes.
You know.
I know. So you read your Bible and pray every day.
Yeah, so I read the Bible, I pray, and I take my
Medicine.
chemo, and
Yes.
that's how I have even survived the chemo.
Yes.
There are guys that started chemo because I had to wait for the wood.
To heal fast.
To heal
So
fast.
your treatment plan was surgery first,
Yes.
2 times,
Yes,
and then after surgery, chemo.
yes.
Okay.
And it has closed fast.
Oh, it has to close first
So
before
that
you do the chemo.
chemo is, it's highly poisonous. Once you take chemo and you have a wood, it will lip it up.
Yes.
So it has to close it up. Then I start chemo.
Okay.
And I got to work several sessions, and I've been going through it.
Yes.
And my wife also was an encouragement before even I started chemo, because once you start chemo, we know the history. We have had the story about chemo.
I know, and the side effects
People
especially.
say they see it is, I think, an open world, that if chemo kills even more than cancer,
Yeah.
people cannot be able to hold it.
I know, it's very...
Because delirium, nausea, even confused mind.
Yes.
You lose
hallucinations.
your appetite to zero.
How did she help you? How did you
That's
make
a-
sure he eats?
that's a
Because
point.
eating is important.
She could make meals
Yeah.
according to the nutritionist. She has said, she had told us we went to training
For
how to make a
nutrition.
food, and for me, tailored for me
Yes.
as a cancer patient, and she could do that.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the appetite.
I know, you don't want to
so
eat.
I had to think about what doctor said. You are the one who is sick,
Yes.
and you are the one to take the meal.
The meal.
And take
The
the
meal
meal,
and the
take the
medicine.
medicine, and pray. 3
Yes.
things. So finally she could put the food there. No matter how good it looked like, I don't want to take. But she could tell me, you eat. You have to eat.
There's no
Please,
option.
kidogo.
Kidogo tu.
She could do that.
Yeah.
Similarly, I could just drink, have a bite,
Yeah.
and encourage myself.
Yes.
And I was saying before the chemo started,
Yes.
all these negativities about chemo, she was praying, my husband will not have these
Yes.
negativities.
Yes.
He'll be strong. He'll go through the chemo. I still remember that.
She would
So
pray
every
for
time I
you.
could remember her prayer before chemo.
Yes.
So when I started chemo, I encouraged myself and I said, I'll go through it.
Yes.
So Anna, I want to tell you, I didn't have diarrhea.
Wow.
Imagine.
Imagine. God answered your prayers.
I didn't have the confusion in my mind.
Yes.
I didn't have the nausea.
Wow.
Again, I did not lose my appetite as much.
As much. You
Actually,
had a
let
better
alone,
appetite.
I picked it up. I had to control my eating now.
And you're going through chemotherapy.
And I was
That's
going
already
through
like a
chemotherapy.
miracle.
Even
I was
the hair.
an oncologist.
Even the hair.
Did you
Even
lose
the hair
it?
did not
fall.
Look at your hair.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see that you've got great
Even the
hair.
nails did not darken up.
Blacken.
You know that they have to darken up this
I
color.
know, they get very black.
You know,
Yes.
my hands, they do not go beyond blackness.
Beyond black, that's it,
only
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And I think it's an act of God,
It
an act of
is,
faith,
yeah.
an act of encouragement from her and her friends and the family.
That was it was also deep love from Victoria and from your family as well. So I'm sure you did a lot of research as well. What is it that made you start praying about this, the chemotherapy side effects?
Once before you start the chemo, you have to be told everything.
Yes.
And so we were told, you expect this, that. So, so when we started,
Yes.
I started praying with him. And I told him, I was telling God, as we start chemo,
Yes.
Father, let his hair not fall down. Let him have appetite.
Yes.
Let him...
Very specific.
Yes.
You don't even pray for big things.
Yeah.
It's like...
I told God, let chemo not be like any other chemo.
Yes.
And let him be strong so that he can overcome it.
Yes.
And that was exactly what God did.
And God answered your
Yes.
prayers. Wow. You had faith. Faith is so important.
And for your information, I'm through with chemo.
Yes, you
Last
are.
week, I'm through.
I cannot even believe that you had chemo last week.
Yeah.
Because you know,
Last
when I
week.
heard that you're going to be coming, I was wondering, will you like be able to climb the stairs? Will you be able to sit? Will you have to take a break maybe so that? But here you are. You're healthy. You're not just healthy, but you're so positive. You're laughing. You're able to actually give hope and inspiration to others. So indeed. I really celebrate you, both of you as a couple, because this is something that you've had to go through together. And you know now, I'm sure, like he said, he sees the importance. Not that he didn't see earlier, but you know when you say your vows and you say in sickness and in health, you've gone through that part of it, in sickness. So what are some of the challenges, Victoria, that you faced as a caregiver? You know, you mentioned that you actually didn't eat for 4 days because of thinking that you're the one who's going to be dressing that open wound, but you overcame. What was your source of inspiration? What were your challenges?
The challenges were sometimes we are having so many visitors in the house. I have to attend visitors.
Yes.
I have to attend them.
Yes.
Sometimes he's feeling like he doesn't want to eat. Sometimes when you cook this, he says, no, today I'm not going to eat this. You have to go back to the kitchen.
You had to be so humble. In your
You know, I was feeling that he is young, he is not supposed to leave me alone in the house.
Yes.
Yeah, so sometimes when visitors come, they talk about this. They talk about this. I was sometimes feeling discouraged.
Because of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They were not being sensitive to your situation.
Sometimes I have my own visitors, he is having his own visitors. Then the visitors all of a sudden comes and start talking about, you are not supposed to be eating this, you are not supposed to be
Too much
eating
advice.
this. Yeah, I used to get a lot of discouragement sometimes, and I was feeling, should I throw them out? Or
did you ever throw some
no,
out?
no.
Oh, thank God you didn't.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when you're the person, you know, first of all, I think they came because they love both of you.
Yeah.
So I think you have to understand that.
Yeah.
But also sometimes it's good to hear from you because you're on the receiving end, so that at least if anybody finds themselves in such a situation, they can know how to carry themselves. So I think it's good maybe to minimize the visits.
Yeah.
Or if you visit for a short time. Not, you know, maybe some people would come and stay too long.
I'm telling you, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come in the morning, they go in the evening.
And you have to take care of their lunch,
Yeah.
their food, but even they're just a strain.
And you see, he was straining because now he could not stay long on the sofa set, and the visitors are there. You cannot chase them away. You have to just accept the way the things are.
Yeah.
And now my weight has dropped from around 90 to 60, around 60 there.
In such a short time.
In that
10
short
kilos,
time,
Yeah.
within a month, 40 days. I could not even sit on a stool.
Wow,
I feel
you're
like
so
that
weak.
I'm sitting bone plus tiba. You know?
Because we're used to a lot of padding.
Standing comfort. Yeah.
Oh my.
And also looking at the general life, also was very, I want to tell you know, the listeners and the viewers, that is very discouraging
Yeah.
because I met my colleague, minister, church minister, just the other day from the ACK church,
Yes.
and he told me that he has not heard about what I've told him about cancer.
Yeah.
And he said that there was a gentleman in the morning who is a well-to-do guy in his Amebovi church. And he had come for him to pray
Yes.
for him to die because he didn't want to go through the cancer process.
Oh, because he's been
To
told
sell
yes.
his cars, sell his property, and finally raise millions to go to India,
I
only
know.
to come back in a casket.
I know,
he was that discouraged. So by hearing my story, he changed his mind.
Yes.
Then there was a gentleman, we were diagnosed at the same time with the colon cancer. Actually, it was to write a will.
Yes.
He had called his friend, his relatives, so that he write a will. But me and my wife, we went to the hospital where he was.
Yes.
Some 2 or so, 3 weeks ago. He had a surgery and a bag, cancer bag on the, and we really encouraged him.
Yeah.
And we talked to him. And when he realized that I was even driving, I drove myself.
Amazing.
He said that,
How?
well, you know, and I was smart on a Sunday, from a Sunday. And he told me, oh God.
Yeah.
Then he said, if God can do it to you, I think he can do it to me.
Yeah.
He's not a very strong believer. But as I talk to you, he's now at home.
Wow.
Recuperating very well.
Thank
I was
God.
telling me last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
there
what
was
people
another
need
also another
encouragement.
one who came to my house. I think once you have cancer, it's good that you have a kind of a support, a
Support
group
system.
support,
Yes.
therapeutic group support.
Okay.
Because that one he came around and told me that he had thrown his chemotherapy cancer tablet to the toilet.
Really?
He wants to die. He does not see any meaning. Because finally, cancer will kill him, whether you go through chemo, radiotherapy, you know, all that stuff.
Oh no. The side effects were too much
he had
on
gone
him.
through even surgery. But he was so not optimistic.
Yeah.
Was listening that he's still going to die, even if he's taking the tablet. So he picked the whole package, threw it in the latrine.
Wow.
But I talked to him. Yes, there's life beyond cancer.
Yes.
Though the elephant has come inside the house, you have to manage the elephant because it's your house.
It's your house.
Yes.
Not the elephant's house.
Not the elephant's house. And the elephant is not paying the rent.
No, the elephant is
helping
not
to
paying
build
the
the
rent.
house.
You have to turn it
Yes.
around and lead the elephant out of your house.
So-
Guess what? Imagine
so-
time has gone so much. We need to take a short break.
Okay.
But we'll be right back. Viewer, thank you so much for keeping it here. We'll join us after the break. Thank you.
There is a card that makes paying for almost everything easy like ABCs. No need to make trips to the ATMs to withdraw money or carry cash around. That's the Equity Bank Visa card, accepted everywhere you see the Visa sign. Use it to pay for food and drinks, fuel, shopping, pay for your Uber ride, shop online, travel and hotel bookings, and so much more. Pay conveniently and free of charge. Card security is guaranteed thanks to the chip and PIN technology that protects your card from fraud. Start paying with your Equity Bank Visa card now and enjoy the convenience of not carrying cash.
Genius Music.
I go by Hypola the Experience.
Genius Republic, DJ Carrier, no Echo Mziki.
For the best mixes, your favorite artists, and the freshest dance move right here on GBS TV. My
Kaboom!
DJ, let's go! Hey, 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 go, go!
Hi, my name is Zawadi. At Mahanaim, I studied to qualify for the IGCSE through the Cambridge International Educational Program.
We Mahanaheim International High School students enjoy extracurricular activities such as joining GBS TV Club, Taekwondo, cultural dance, orchestra, swimming, foreign languages, community service, and much more. I believe this unique experience I gained here will go a long way into strengthening the future me.
The teachers and other ministers at Mahanaim spared no pain in running with us until the end of the mile, until we secured all of our goals. And that's how I passed my IGCSE exams.
Mahanaim International High School cares about my future. Beyond our education, Mahanaim nurtures us to have bright and healthy mind so that we could become great future leaders.
Baba ki mama ne ka bueno te roca yoga ne oka chango ne oka chango ne oka chango jale ne oka chango taya. You are watching the People's Show in GBS. Don't miss it.
People have dominance over themselves. Why? Daddy, no money. Give me money, I'll buy for you. Hey, Daddy, I said I don't have money. Hey, I know, Daddy.
Can the Ethiopian change his skin? Or the leopard its spots?
예수님이 우리의 모든 죄값을 다 지불하셨기 때문에 예수님 다 이루었다라고 말씀하셨잖아요.
So Jesus paid for all the wages of our sin. That's why he could say it is finished.
Yesu alipa mshahara wa dhambi deni zetu lote, ndiposa akasema kwamba imekwisha.
Everyone, God is like the supercomputer.
Upendo wa Mungu ni kama hii supercomputer.
Everywhere GBS.
Welcome back, viewer. Today we're talking about when cancer strikes, and with me in studio I have Reverend Shege and his wife Victoria. They are giving us their story, and welcome back. Remember, we are on YouTube. The handle is GBS TV Kenya. Subscribe so that you can be able to watch our shows in the past and also watch us live. So let's continue and with the story, and I'm so grateful because you know, I was asking you, Victoria, just now a few minutes ago, did you find encouragement from people as a cancer caregiver, or where did you get a lot of your strength from to take care of your husband?
I've never had anybody coming to encourage me.
Yeah,
they used to encourage my husband a lot. But I had to encourage myself in the Lord, because now, if at all you don't have anybody to encourage you, what do?
You encourage yourself. Yes. And you see, he requires you to be encouraged, because he's expecting you to also encourage him, to tell him how the wound is looking, to pray for him, to take care of him, you know.
Yeah.
So you do have to have those resources within you.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that you're able to discover that and you encouraged yourself in the Lord.
Yeah.
You're a very strong woman.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I was also wondering, what are some of the challenges you went through that you know, we say we want cancer to be declared a national disaster. For your case, you received the treatment in Kenya. Do you feel that the treatment you received in Kenya was up to standard, or did you feel like at some point you wanted to go out of Kenya to seek treatment? Are we capable as a country to deal with cancer, especially like the one that you had?
I think, Anna, we are up to that as a nation and as a people, and even the medics.
Yes.
It's only that we have not put our mind together as an in-house, so that we can now face cancer as a head seed area, as an elephant that has come to a nation.
Yes.
And to a village, into a church, into a neighborhood, and into our house, as Victoria said. She never thought it would be so. She always thought it was the neighbor's problem until it happened on her.
Yes.
So if the government can really come up with programs and institutions, I made to understand the MKU and Bika Hospital, they are putting their house together so that
Yes.
they can come up with a cancer center.
That's true.
But that should be a national program.
Yes.
And two, again, what really drains a cancer patient and the people around him is the financial part.
Yes.
Let the government not be deceived. NHIF is not covering everything.
Yes.
There are many people dying out there who cannot even afford. The chemo drug I'm taking is 13,000.
That's the drug
Yeah,
after
the
the
drug
injection.
for 2 weeks, only 2 weeks. And I last for 1 week. Then I go for another cycle.
Yes.
And now the shot I get, the intravenous shot I get
Yes.
in one whole day to last for 2 weeks, it is 50,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Yes. And now the NHIF pay a part of it.
Okay.
So the next is out of pocket.
Yes.
If the government can take care out of pocket
Yes.
from cancer, already this person has been pushed to the wall.
Already, yeah.
And now financially, here comes. And now the government. And now the statistics about cancer, the death rate and so forth.
Yes.
So you find that we are losing men and women and children all together.
Yes.
Not because it's not treatable in Kenya. It's only that we are not to put, a house in order.
That's true.
So that we
yeah.
can be able to handle the elephant cancer,
That's true.
which has come into our house.
Yeah.
And starting with the executive all the way down.
Yes.
Let's sit and deliberate. The Bible says, let's listen together.
Yeah.
Come,
let's reason
and
together.
let us listen together. I'm asking the President, Uhuru Kenyatta Muigai,
Yes.
just to think it through and sit with his cabinet advisors so that they may be able to come and address the cancer menace
Yes.
as it deserves.
That's true.
Because as I finish, I did not go to America. My daughter had invited me to go to America.
Yes.
But the oncologists and surgeons that opened the 7 inches, slit in my stomach, they were in the same table. They discussed my issue.
Yes.
Surgery there now, this month, and another surgery altogether. But they found that actually they can do it in Kenya.
Yeah.
They agree on that. And here I am today before
You're
you.
living proof that we
I've
can
gone
handle.
through the 2 surgeries within 40 days.
Yes.
I went through the high dependent unit.
Yes.
And I have now gone through the chemo,
Yes.
which I completed last week.
Yes.
And here I am in the studio.
Yes.
That means this is, I think, a testimony.
A testimony.
Our
that's
doctors here in Kenya, our government here in Kenya can really do a good survey to save 45 million Kenyans.
Yeah, to the
rather than going
citizens.
to all over the world.
Yes.
And you go there, you come in a casket.
I know.
And spending 7 billion,
So much
7
money,
million,
yeah.
and a lot of million. Yeah, what we need also is screen it early. Cancer is not a big problem.
Yes.
Once you know it early, then my doctors, they encouraged me, they told me that it's good that you felt that way
early.
and you came
Yes.
immediately.
Did they mention to you what level of cancer you are at? Because I hear
was
it
in
has
level
stages.
3.
You're in level
You see
3.
now.
Level 3 is quite also advanced, but still it has worked.
Yeah, and level 3 is almost bundling level 4, the last one.
Exactly, yes.
And here I am. So if at all you are in level 2, it's not a big deal.
Yes.
Level 1 is not a big deal.
Yeah.
Level 3, actually, here I am a testimony.
You are a testimony.
So, and my colleague who is in hospital is in level 4. And they have managed it, you can imagine, up to now.
Yes.
And in my group, which is the
You
cancer...
have a group?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the name of your group?
Cancer Intervention Network.
Did you start it or did you find it already existing?
I found it viable to start it. There are other small groups, but I also found that we can go out of locational level to the sub-county level. We go to the county level to go to national level for the purposes of advocacy, interventions, all the interventions put together.
Yes.
So we are putting all the intervention together and even being able to talk even to the politicians.
Yes.
To demonstrate.
To demonstrate and even to talk to people who have been diagnosed.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
to give them hope, because when they see you, a lot of them are encouraged.
Yeah.
And they know that they can make it. Like you said earlier, one of your friends said, if God did it for you, surely he can also do it for me.
Yeah.
Because he's not a respecter of persons. Yeah. What about you, Victoria? What are some of the things that you think can be added? We've talked about the finances. The government needs to come in because it's a great financial burden. Anything else that you think can be added to make the journey easier, or?
Mostly it's about finance.
Yes.
Because once you don't have money, it's a
can't do
problem.
anything, yeah.
Because like now when he was admitted in hospital, we had to put some deposit. And if at all you don't have a deposit, you know you cannot be.
The surgery will not go on. And again also, when the NHIF pays, you have to top up.
You have to top up?
Yeah, so a huge money. Huge.
I know.
And especially for the 2 surgeries, we had to, if at all we did not have money, we could not have managed it.
Yeah.
And friends like
and
you.
friends.
I know. And
Also, I would like
friends
to
came in to support, and family.
Yeah, and family.
Yeah.
Also, for the ladies, sometimes people get discouraged, and they say, now, why should I take care of him? Maybe there have been problems in the house or in the family, and now that time you feel like revenging, eh?
You settle the score.
You're like, remember last week there was that issue?
No, even not last week.
Years.
You have been doing me this.
Yes.
Now it is now
my
for
time.
me. I'm not going to do anything. Like now I had a story of a lady. The husband was sick and he could not do anything. So she said, now you can do it yourself. And the husband was helpless.
Yeah.
He could do nothing. Do you know the lady even left the husband and went home. So ladies, they're supposed to take care of their men or their husband, and no, God will pay them.
Yes.
God will pay them, and whatever you'll be praying, God will be answering your prayers because of whatever you have been doing to your husband.
Yes.
You are not supposed to pay wrong with a wrong, but you have to forget whatever happened last time and continue with life.
Yes, and also, you know, God also gives grace for the situation, because when I look at the two of you, I can see a lot of the grace of God upon your lives. Just have to be able to manage such a difficult thing, which when this elephant comes into some people's houses, you know, the elephant takes over. But for you, you've been able to address that it is present, and you've been able to deal with it. And you know, you deal with an elephant one at a time, you know, because it's so big, you can't deal with it everything. You just start doing what you can. So thank you so much for coming to be with us today. And may you continue to encourage Kenyans, and may we continue to fight that it is declared a disaster, so that a lot of Kenyans who find themselves in this situation can be able to get a lot of help. Yeah, so thank you, viewer, for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.